Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be why your silence speaks for you. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, share, pay it forward to somebody who could use the wisdom, who could learn more about the narcissistic abusive cycle and how it has affected them. I'll jump right in. So why your silence speaks for you. Frequently on the channel, I have created videos on silence and the power that silence has for you over the narcissist and over toxic individuals in general. Silence is a weapon that was used against you. In other words, it was the silent treatment that you experienced, or not being heard when you were in the relationship. Remember those days. We've learned from them now. And we are now applying the rules, the wisdom, the knowledge to ourselves to benefit ourselves, not only to insulate ourselves, but to understand that we now have to have boundaries. And one of these boundaries is silence. Many times when I have one-on-one sessions where I'm working with individuals or even creating videos, I will suggest to an individual that just because they have knowledge or information about something doesn't mean they have to share it. In other words, sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing. Now, I'll tell you right now, if you got discarded, my heart goes out to you. If the relationship ended recently, my heart goes out to you. If you ended it yourself, again, my heart goes out to you. Breaking free from a challenging, toxic, draining, narcissistic relationship is nothing that you were prepared for. Each and every day was a battle in that relationship. Each and every day you were trying to prove to that individual, i.e. the narcissist, how much you loved them, how much you would give to them, how much you would be there for them when they were ill, or how much you would be there for them to a fault, driving them around, being their chauffeur, being the person who pays their bills, all the while tolerating the poor behavior. Now, why I say that is post-relationship, you get the wisdom. It appears to you slowly because you need to remove yourself from the relationship. But over time, it is my hope you're getting the wisdom, specifically on my channel, and you're getting light bulb moments, and silence is something that is really powerful for you. Let's think for a minute when you were in the narcissistic relationship. And it doesn't matter who the narcissist was and or is. It could be your mom, it could be a coworker, it could be a neighbor, it could be a person that was on a plane or a bus or a train with you. It could be someone in a community and or organization you are and or were a part of. It could be a teacher, who knows who it is. But what did they want from you many times? Well, they wanted many things, but one thing they wanted was to invalidate you and to devalue you and to have you explain yourself to them. In other words, they were putting themselves high on a pedestal, and they were having you doubt your abilities or doubt yourself. Maybe they told you that you weren't beautiful, when in fact you are extremely beautiful, and you are. Or maybe they told you that you'll never amount to anything, and you heard this over and over. Maybe it was in your childhood, and it resonated with you, and you're like, wait, once you broke free from the narcissist, you realized you could do whatever you wanted to. That this planet called Earth is yours to enjoy and to experience and to create. Not listening to another individual is the path, specifically a narcissist. But why your silence speaks for you, because let's say this, when you were in that relationship, all the poor behavior you tolerated, like I mentioned earlier, you were trying to explain yourself, you were proving yourself, you were trying your best to get the narcissist to understand where you were coming from. Now, did the narcissist know what they were doing to you? Absolutely. They just sat back and watched you consume yourself. They watched you try to explain to a fault. They watched you endure rage fits, and they watched you tolerate the poor behavior. And I'll tell you why, because you weren't taught narcissism 101 in school. You didn't know what you were up against. Now you're getting the wisdom on my channel and you're applying it. And silence is something that you must apply. You really must apply this. And I'll tell you why. Let's take the average phone call from an energy vampire. This individual calls you, let's say tonight, in a couple hours, and you actually know as you're watching my video and consuming it, you're saying, oh my gosh, Andrew, this is truth. There's a person that's going to call me tonight, and I know it, and they want to ask me a couple questions. And this person always wants to ask a few questions, and it turns out to be a marathon. In other words, I'm on the phone with them for multiple hours, and I'm spinning my wheels. They're not even listening to what I'm telling them. And then tomorrow they will apply the things I told them, but they'll tell me they came from somebody else. I hope you followed that. And this goes on and on and on. And I never get to speak my mind or share my information about myself with them, or at least talk. They don't even ask me how I'm doing, let's put it that way. So if that's you, and perhaps later this evening you're going to receive a call like that, or you have to make one. My hope is you don't have to make one. But if you're going to receive that call, you have to understand that silence is the key. Not giving these negative, toxic energy vampires your attention or your energy is the key. Now, I'm not saying sit on the phone and be radio silent, for 2 or 3 hours. Not at all. I'm saying pick up the phone if you want to, say hello, listen to a few words, see the tone of the person. Are you going to have to put them back together again? If you are, then really think about it. Do you have the energy to do that? And should you be doing it for them because all they're doing is draining your energy? Or should you take charge and say something like, hey, I really only have a few minutes. I've got to run some errands, I have to do some things. And then you politely remove yourself from the conversation. They go elsewhere next Wednesday, and then you reclaim your time back. Now, I know it's easier said than done to do these things, but I'll tell you, if you take one small step today, let's say you're going to have a phone call that usually starts off with about 10 or 15 minutes and it ends up at about an hour mark. Well, try and chop that in half to 30 minutes. Think about it. The person that's calling you needs you. They need you. You don't need them. They need you. And just like in the narcissistic relationship, the narcissist had you so brainwashed and tricked and trapped and manipulated into thinking that you needed them. The truth of the matter is the opposite is accurate. The narcissist needs individuals. They need individuals to steal their energy, their time, their money, their love, their empathy, their resources from. They need people to use as human punching bags, if you will. They want people to be able to abuse, use, manipulate in the interior of the house, or in a car when you're isolated just with them, or sometimes in general public. But then again, out when they're in public with other individuals, they want to act like they are the best person on the planet. That's what the narcissist does. But why your silence speaks for you is, let's say you're getting a Hoover. Let's say you've ended it with the narcissist recently, or years ago, who knows, and you're getting a Hoover from the narcissist. Remember, newbies, a Hoover is when the narcissist is trying to draw you back into the relationship. Don't do it. Don't ever take a Hoover. Don't accept a Hoover. It's for a different video. Point being, if you don't accept the Hoover, what does that mean? I'll tell you what that means. Number one, it means you've healed, or you're well on the healing path. Number two, it means you've conquered the narcissistic abusive cycle. Number 2 or 3, whatever number I'm on, it means perhaps you've reached the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, where you just don't care about the narcissist. You wish them luck, God bless you, but just stay away from me. You almost took me down for the count. You didn't. Here I am still standing. But number 4, your silence is speaking for you. Think about what I'm sharing with you. So in other words, if the narcissist example is hoovering you, and you did accept a Hoover, well, what are you expecting to happen there? First of all, you're expecting something to change that has never changed in the past in your relationship with that individual. Second of all, what you're thinking is maybe you'll show them, you'll give them a piece of your mind, and you'll accept a Hoover and you'll play with them. Don't do it. You're just getting down in the mud with them. You're getting in the cesspool where they vibrate super low, the quagmire of destruction, if you will. You should not be playing games with the narcissist. Remember, you're entering their arena if you're doing that. And believe me, it won't be good for you. But the third thing is, if you don't accept the Hoover, your silence is speaking for you. They can't get to you. They can't break you down. They can't claim that they've found Jesus, or that they love you, or that they've changed, or they've seen a therapist, or they miss you and they want to start it again, or whatever the nonsense they're going to throw at you. They will understand rather quickly, wow, I can't break this one down again. What's going on? Oh, I'll tell you what's going on. This individual, i.e. you, they found Andrew's channel. They're becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered, and they're understanding that your silence speaks for you. It's beautiful when you can master this. It's beautiful when you can do it and understand that you don't look back, you don't feel guilty, you don't regret. The narcissist had you in their life for a period of time. And believe me, they did their best to take you down. They did their best to manipulate you, to gaslight you, to stonewall you, to give you the silent treatment, and to do so many more things that I won't mention in this video. And you tolerated it, and you did your best, and you couldn't wrap your head around what you were up against. Notice I said what you were up against, not who you were up against. But now you're getting the wisdom, and you're applying it, and you're understanding that your silence is a superpower. And if you've entered the third version of you, the strongest, most galvanized version of you, then you understand that your silence is a superpower, and so is conquering the narcissistic abusive cycle. It sincerely is. Many people post narcissistic relationship, they won't find my channel. Many people won't get the wisdom. Many people will get the wisdom and they will go back to the narcissist over and over and over again until they finally get the message that nothing will change until they do. Other people get the wisdom on my channel, and what do? They go slowly, methodically. They go very cautiously, patiently. They become stoic, they become centered, they become silent. They save their energy, conserve their energy for themselves and or those loved and trusted ones around them. They don't give away their empathy and or time, money, love, or energy to energy vampires or toxic individuals. They don't do that. They did that in the past. They no longer will do that. What they do is believe in themselves. They have boundaries. They are not people pleasers. They can say the strongest word in the English language, which is no. Remember, when you say no to something or someone, you are saying yes to yourself. Play that again. But your silence speaks for you. Think about it. You're in the workplace. The person you're working next to is a toxic narcissist or a bully, workplace bully, whatever. Maybe it's the combination of the both of them. Who knows? But the person's always trying to undermine your performance. Well, what did you do in the past? I'll tell you what you did. You probably wrote monologues to HR or complained to your boss or said that this isn't fair, I'm not being treated properly, etc., all these things. And did anybody ever lift a finger to assist you? They didn't. They don't, they won't, and they never will. Why? Because probably that toxic individual, number one, has administered the smear campaign and they've already painted you in not a good light. Number two, many people in that workplace are afraid of becoming the next target. You see, they've already identified who that person is and they want nothing to do with them, so they'll keep them at arm's distance. Number three, most likely your boss and or HR are in on it, meaning they're not going to lift a finger. They're going to rather have you removed from the company and or the operation and keep that person around. Now you may say, that's totally unfair, Andrew. You know what? It is. But unfortunately, that's life in the year we live in. The narcissist is, before you know they're a narcissist, they're well underway in administering many things to your destruction. And the workplace is no different. That's why they take credit for your work many times when they haven't lifted a finger. That's why when you go away on workations, not a vacation, but like you go away for work for a weekend or something, that's why most times you have to attend the meetings, you have to do the presentations, you have to take out the clients, etc. And what is the narcissist doing? They're out golfing, or they're out suntanning, or they're schmoozing, or getting supply, or perhaps cheating on their wife or husband back home. Who knows what they're doing, but they're not lifting a finger for work. And then when you get back to the office next week, what do you have to do? You have to report on the work that you performed, that you did, all the connections you made and everything. And what happened with the narcissist? They're just going to glom onto you. They're going to say that they did everything that you did, ask you for the notes. And then what happens when you present that in the meeting? Well, you're now in a bad spot because you can either call the narcissist out and then that's where they want you and you're painted in a not good light, or B, you go silent with them, and that's not what this video is about, but you don't say anything and you cover for them. That's what they want. So then now you're in the hole with them, not in a good space. That's why these kind of individuals, they don't serve anybody. You shouldn't be working with them. Side note, that's what that was. But your silence speaks for you. It really does. Let's say that you have a family member, mom, dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, whomever, and they're always asking you to borrow money, give you a ride, or buy them expensive gifts, or whatever they're doing. And because they know that you have the resources to do it. Well, they're accustomed to getting what they want, aren't they? Yes, they are. When you finally block them and go no contact and delete them and or remove all flying monkeys and people associated with them, maybe you have to wipe out your whole family, I don't know. But when you do this, or utilize Grey Rock, and you don't provide them the tangible assets that you were purchasing for them in the past, and I hear this frequently, I hear it almost every day. When you don't do that, what happens? Well, your silence is speaking for you. You're not explaining to them. You're not telling them, hey, I bought so many things for you, I can't do it anymore, I don't have any more money. You don't do any of that. You just take the high road and you say, thank you, but no thank you. You can work just like I can. You've been on the planet longer than me. Perhaps you're married. Perhaps you have 2 jobs. I don't know, but that's not my business. It's yours. You see, you were never there for me in the past. You won't be there for me now, and you won't be there for me in the future. The only thing you care about me is my money, or what I provide, or what I supplied for you, which in that case was tangible assets. But the point being, before I close the video, is remember, your silence does speak volumes for you. No longer does the educated empath explain things to individuals. No longer do we report back to people. No longer do we believe people are better than us. No longer do we give our empathy and or energy to people that are just going to take it, use it up, throw it away, and throw it back in our face. No longer do we make accommodations. In other words, change our schedule to accommodate other individuals, when in fact, when we do that, they change their schedule, then we waste our day, and then we're stuck holding the bag again. And prime example of that is moving. Let's say that you need help moving, and I shared this the other day in the video. You need help moving, and someone is telling you, okay, well, I can be there Saturday at 10, and you're like, sounds great, I'll wait for you. I'll get the donuts and the coffee. By the way, you shouldn't eat donuts. Get the water, and we'll get ready. And you're there at 10, and then they say, hey, I'm running a little bit late, and that turns into 11:30. They're not there. Now it's 1:30. You haven't lifted a finger, and you have to pay for the moving van, etc., and all these kind of things. And now, next thing you know, they call and tell you, oh, I've got a flat tire, can't make it. And you're like, I just wasted 5 hours waiting for you. You did. Why did you do that? Because you trusted in another individual to be there for you, who never had in your best interest at heart. They weren't going to be there to lift a finger to help you out. These are the kind of people that deserve nothing from you. They don't deserve your attention, your time, your energy. They've already proven to themselves. And again, remember, I've shared this over the last year in my videos. Everybody on the planet reveals themselves in time. Everybody. You do, I do, the person sitting next to you, your mom, your dad, your romantic interest, your kids. Every single one of us reveals ourselves. And usually when that happens is when the chips are down, meaning you are having a challenging time or they are having a challenging time. Let's say it's you for a minute. Are they there for you to support you? If they are, God bless you. You have good people in your life. If they ran for the hills or claimed that they had things to do and they couldn't be there for you, you may want to reconsider that relationship and what it serves, how it serves you. Flip the script. Now that person is not doing well and they need some assistance. Are you there for them? And are they saying, yes, I'm so grateful, thank you very much, I appreciate this, this is great. And then as soon as they get back on their feet, they're MIA or they're gone. Well, if that was some of the relationships you were part of, I strongly suggest again, you take stock of those relationships and figure out if they serve you. My take is they don't. They never have and they won't. Because I'm telling you right now, each and every person reveals themselves on the planet. You may think anybody is A, B, and C. Put narcissism on the side for a minute. You may think an individual is just, they have everything going for them. They're incredible. It's amazing. Wow, I wish I had some of that. And then you just learn one thing about them. By the way, that's a fact, an actual fact. And the next thing you know, you're like, wow, that person doesn't really have it together. And they're like, me? Holy cow. That is what people are. But the point is, many people, now I'm getting back into narcissism, many people hide behind social media. What they do is they use selfies and filters and they act like they're having the best time of their life in a place of the world that they've never even been to. And that's what they want to do. Those people are hollow, they're empty, they're shallow. There's no substance to them. Those are the people that have multiple dating apps on these dating apps, you get my point, multiple. And let's put it like this, those people you do not want to have anything to do with. The person who can just go to a park like I'm in right now, create a video, have a t-shirt on, maybe the hair hasn't been washed in a couple hours, who knows, but they're just themselves, they're authentic. That's a real person, not a person who has to have the best clothes, their hair has to be perfect, and they have to have the exact filter and the exact sunlight on everything, on every single thing, otherwise they can't post it. That is fake, it's hollow. It's like eating sugar all day long. It's not gonna give you any nutrients, it's just gonna make you want more and more of that sugar hit. That is the narcissistic abusive cycle in a nutshell right there. I just nailed it. Understand what I'm telling you. There's nothing to these people. So while your silence speaks for you, it will speak for you if you allow it to. It will speak for you if you drown out the narcissist. It will speak for you if you realize that this person, whoever you're thinking about or were in the relationship with, there is nothing to them. They're an empty vessel. They need an energy source to supply themselves, to go propel themselves, go forward. And that was you for a period of time. It's not you any longer, and that's a good thing. Believe me when I tell you it is. But you don't need to give the narcissist any attention. Drown them out, choke them out. Do not share, do not overshare. Become unavailable. Continue to become the educated empath. Reserve your energy for yourself. Your silence is a superpower. Utilize it, if not now, when? Guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. God bless you. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And remember, being silent is, I'll tell you right now, it's a skill. It takes time to master this. It takes time to practice it. I will share one thing with you. I've always had the ability to be silent since I was a little kid. Always. And I'm very good at it, and it's one of my skill sets, and I'm blessed to be able to do that. Having said that, for those of you who are usually more vocal, I would really suggest honing it back in, saving your energy for yourself, understanding that many times the best thing you can do in life is nothing. And it doesn't mean sit on your couch eating cereal all day and watching reruns of I Love Lucy. What it means is you don't have to explain yourself or defend yourself. Put the narcissist in the past, begin living your best life. Guys, no matter where you are on the planet, you're not alone. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.